Hey YouTube, it's Dimitri, and today we're gonna do a little bit of pruning here, spring pruning, winter pruning. We're sitting here in February in Dallas. You can see here in general we have lots of great just buds on this tree. This is an Aprium. I probably should take these tags off. This one's a small tree, there's not a lot to prune. I mean, you could probably take off this branch and this branch, but I believe some of this is dead. So what we're gonna do here is take off a little bit of the dead growth, and it looks like it is truly dead. Yeah, this is dead. So I'll just take this one off. You can see it's pretty brown, there's no green in there. So we'll take this off. This might be alive, trim that back a little bit. Again, I'm not the best at pruning, to be honest with you guys, but I also want this tree to grow out a little bit more. So even though these are kind of crossing all in one direction, I'll probably just let this little tree grow as is and then come back in a year and do some more kind of pruning. Now, this is the crown jewel of Bianca land. This is a royal blenheim apricot. You'll see it's at an angle. It's been blown over in a storm and we got it resituated, hoping it still continues to grow. We do have, it looks like, some borer and issues we're going to spray. As you can see down in here, we have probably some borers in this tree a little bit. My grandma had an apricot tree, which is why I love these so much, and it leaks sap all the time, but this one might have some issues. We will see. But in general, we would like to keep kind of this vase shape, right? It's kind of like a shallot or whatever they call it, like a nice kind of bowl or a cup here. We might come in, I'll show you, and we'll take out a few of just the interior ones to provide a little bit more sun. And most of these we can do with a pruning. Also, we're getting a little bit tall up here, so I'd like to kind of bring this down if possible. Let's take this off. This tree is a little bit hard to harvest from because of the height. But to be honest with you, I don't really mind. I don't really care about keeping it too small. And to be honest with you, this is pretty good, I think, for me. I know a lot of people would probably take out a lot more of these, but I like to keep mine a little bit bushier, a little bit full. I think we'll still get good sunlight in here, and it does produce quite a bit of fruit. Now, here's another apricot. This is a Mormon or Chinese apricot. Again, you can see we're getting some good shape on this. This tree requires a lot more cold hours and is never fruited here in Dallas. The royal blenheim apricot produces every single year. I think it's only like 300 or 400 cold hours. I think it's like 600 or 800, probably about 600, 650. But you can see there is a little bit of crossing. So we can come in here and take off some of these. I don't know if I want to take this off or this one off, but this one looks like it's going to grow into here and into here. So we're just going to take this one off. I'll come back and pick all these branches up at the end to help prevent disease, but they'll probably take just this one off. And I already took a couple off earlier. It's helpful to walk around your trees and kind of see the different angles and where you're going to get crossing at. For the most part, I'm fairly happy with this one. Again, most people that are going to be doing pruning will probably take a lot more out. I'm not the best at it, but I tend to like to under prune and then just come back next year and prune out a little more. Here's a brand new tree. This is a Fuyu persimmon. Again, it's has branches on one side, not on the other, but we're getting some good straight line. We're getting a little bit of kind of that cup shape. We'll just nurture this one for the next year or so. I will come back and I'll do it now. Just taking off the tags. I have had years where I've left these on and I have strangled trees, and it's either slowed the growth or it's killed trees. And I'm gonna leave this post in here for now, just to hold this tree. I planted this probably about 4 or 5 months ago, late in the fall, 2025. I'm gonna take this price tag off. I'm actually gonna leave this on. It's still got quite a bit of room to grow. And sometimes I do forget what we are growing unless I come out and look when they're leaved. This tree itself got pruned a little bit earlier. This is a dwarf miniature patio type of nectarine. I believe it's a nectarine. It does great. I need to take some weed control and cut all this up and take out these blackberries. so it doesn't strangle this tree out. But we did have some dead branches in here, which you can see. These all got taken out, but there is some great new growth if you look down in here. Again, my trees tend to be a little sappy. I have not done the best job at spraying, and so we're definitely going to spray this year with some dormant oil. We took out 2 Asian pears. For those of you wondering from past videos a few years ago, they died. This one and this one are full trees that died. This is nothing but rootstock. It had large thorns. I don't know if you can see any on these ones now, but they have large thorns. Like here, you can see all these. I mean, that's a couple inch thorn. These are thorny. They don't produce good fruit. And as much as I do like eating Asian pears, they are a nightmare to grow here in Dallas. Many people have had great success with them. I've had years where it's rained so much in February, it's hard to get the fire blight spray put on. So it's been just a little bit of a challenge. So because it's difficult, we're just not gonna do it. This tree is brand new. Again, great shape for the most part. This is a donut peach. I think it's like a Saturn donut peach. And then finally, the nightmare. This little tree is a Santa Rosa plum. We have a good growth down here, which I don't know if you can see. But this thing is chaos. I bought this last year and planted it. And so this year we're gonna come in and prune this out. You can see we have a center leader, so it's not really as much of a vase shape or cup or chalice, whatever you want to call it. But we have so much crossing and busyness and chaos in here. And first of all, you're like, okay, this is crossing, so we could take this off. But then you look down here and you're like, we've got crossing in here. Turns out this is probably the problem one. And because it's a little thicker, I'm just gonna try to saw this carefully. Okay, so we'll take that out. And I tend to leave a little bit of a nub on here just because I know if you cut too far, you can kind of damage other parts of it. But as you can see here, we're ending up with a little bit of cross right here. I'm probably just gonna take this one off. Try to open this up a little. Again, we just have a lot of like spurred growth in this area. I'm just gonna take this one off. Again, trying to leave as much as I can. You don't want to prune more than about 1/3 of a tree. But you can see we got a lot of just bad cross in here. So just to show you, right, that's crossing. This is coming out weird. If this grows branches and this grows branches, like this is just crowded. So we're gonna take this out. And then this thing is still growing. I mean, I'm tempted to top it, but I'll leave it for now. And I would like to look at kind of this growth. I don't know if I'm gonna have this coming out. Maybe we'll take, see, I don't like this cross either. This is growing though inward. This is kind of growing inward. I mean, maybe we'll take one or both. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. I'll leave it like this for now. Again, I'm just gonna come in and trim some of these. I think these are dead anyways. Try to get as much of the dead wood trimmed out. And this is a perfect example. I don't like when you have parallel branches. So these are gonna grow parallel to each other. And this one looks to be dead or dying. So carefully get in there and take that out. I'm gonna leave this on here for now. This is a cross, as you can see. I need enough growth this year. This is still a little tiny baby tree. So I'd like to get enough growth. This branch though is also crossing here. I'm gonna take this one off just because it's growing up or in. And that gives us a little bit better kind of shape in general. I would take this one out. Pull this little twig off. But in general, we're getting there. For me, I view this as like a multi-year strategy. I don't take everything at once typically, but slowly kind of work it out into branches and other kind of spectrums here. I am concerned this is gonna grow a little too tall, but I think I'm gonna leave it for now. Maybe I'll take it off next year. If it starts to grow too fast out of the top here, I'll just top it off with these. But this tree's probably gonna end up with more of a traditional tree shape with a straight leader and then have branches coming off the sides. That's my last plum was, and it did fine. And then this unfortunate tree is my Plumcot, which I'm hoping produces fruit for the first time this year. It just got put back in this flower bed because I had no space for it and I had to put it somewhere. And then we had a huge windstorms with tornado season and the rain and everything. And so if you can see, I tried tying it to the fence back there, and I tried tying it down here, and it still grew at a weird angle, and we are way too close to this fence, but now I believe it's just too big to really move successfully without killing it. We took out a branch earlier. I don't know if you can see or not where I took it out. I was down here. It grew here through the middle of these ones. So again, a really bad cross, we took that out. Even as I'm looking at this now, I think this branch is growing too much in, so we're gonna take that off. And this tree is a little harder to get around, but overall we've got a pretty good open system. You can tell here, right, I got a lot of crossing. This branch is never gonna be able to get fixed. It's just gonna keep growing all wonky, so we're gonna take that off. Tempted to take that one. Maybe I'll take it out real quick. So this one, again, if you're curious, it's kind of a parallel in the middle here. And by the time these leave out, this probably won't get a lot of sun. So it's best just to take it off. And this one's crossing with this one. Take that one off. And then down here, these ones are crossing. Again, this is a parallel branch. I do not like parallel branches, so I'm gonna take this one off. And overall, we're okay. We've got 3 kind of ones that go out, 1 kind of in the center-ish. This is a parallel branch too. So I'll probably just take this one off. And as I mentioned, it's much easier to get back in here. I try to watch out for snakes because we've had a corn snake back here before. And I've got no idea if we got copperheads back here or not. But anyways, this one's got a cross, you can see here. I don't like that cross. This branch in general is just too parallel. This one's not good either, so let's just take this one off. And then let's go in here and take this one off. Clean that out a little bit. It looks like we kind of have a parallel here, but they look to be separating out a little, so I'm gonna leave those for now. I'm gonna leave a few of these little ones in here. I don't know, we'll just leave them and see if we can get some growth on those. Overall, that looks pretty good. Like, we've thinned out a lot of in here. We're not having too much. Take that one off. We're pretty good. This tree's gonna have to get trimmed up a little bit over time because, as you can see, we're in here pretty tight. I don't think it's gonna be too bad, to be honest with you. The neighbors are on this side, so I would like not to drop fruit into their yard. So we'll probably try to keep this trimmed up on this side. This goes into my front yard, so that's not too bad. And I'm gonna come back later and take all these off. I've moved these 3 or 4 times. These wires, even with the pipe protectors on there, will cut into the tree and choke them out. And I've had a tree in the front yard, a holly, almost die. So anyways, that is some of the spring pruning here. That's how I do my pruning. Again, some of these trees need a lot more pruning help, like the Plumcot and the plum itself here. But overall, a lot of these I try to keep pruned enough just to keep them at bay. And anyways, that's how I do my spring pruning. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, until next time.